It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab. Had to ask God for His mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
A man is not defined by his words, but his actions. P. Diddy the Diddler Combs. This motherfucker. I don't have words to describe on how appalled I am on him making a statement on the video of him beating his wife going viral, but not the statement and accusations that have credible proof of him being a human trafficking piece of shit. Like you guys saw in the beginning, that was his response to the viral video that's been going on of him beating his wife. I will not show that because I don't think I even can show that, but this is the screenshot I'll show you guys. It is as gruesome as you think it is. It is as awful as you think it is. And his demeanor seems like he held no remorse in those punches. That was it. If you guys want to watch the video, it is very easy to find. It is everywhere right now. It has been trending the last few days. This response video is not in response to the allegations of child trafficking, of human trafficking, of weapons trafficking, of drug trafficking. Every fucking type of trafficking in the book is not in response to that. It's response to the video that went viral, not his accusations that have ruined the lives of possibly hundreds of thousands. Don't get me wrong, I'm not undermining the fact that he beat his wife and that's a shitty thing to do, but from his position, do you understand how much of a fucking smug motherfucker you need to be to like completely blow the wind with sex trafficking allegations against your name, but then you fucking go boo-hoo, I'm not asking for forgiveness, I understand I was in a bad period in my life. Are you fucking mental? I saw the video actually live, and here's that clip of me on stream when I first see this. P. Diddy made a fucking apology video? Hold on. What the fuck?
The darkest times in your life.
I'm fucking befuddled by it. Like, cause who the fuck in their right mind thinks I've never made a statement on the sex trafficking allegations, but I need to make a statement on the domestic abuse allegations. And I think it's genius what he's trying to do because he wants everybody to be like, oh my god, he made a response to the domestic abuse allegations. So he completely pulls the attention away from the sex trafficking allegations, the weapons trafficking allegations, all his trafficking allegations. Which it's smart in a fucked up way, like realistically. And it's sad that this is like the demeanor that everybody takes, because it's God forbid people call you out, you stay quiet, you run away. And I understand very, 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 very few people will ever have the gall to be like, yeah, I did that, or yeah, I fucked up, because it's two different demeanors. The thing is though, is the domestic abuse allegations can still get him arrested. Obviously, they won't arrest him. They never do. Like, that's one thing that don't ever expect. Here's one thing, as fucked up as it sounds, don't ever expect big people to be actually held accountable for their actions. You wanna know why? Because everybody knows everybody at the top. So why would everybody at the top be able to be essentially jailed by people on the bottom? Does that make sense? You're not tall enough to reach the cookie jar on the top, so what makes you think you can eat out of it, you know? It's just so fucking shitty though. It's like, realistically, there's nothing you can do. Like, everybody could be like, oh, get him fucking protesting to get him jailed, fucking fighting every court, asking for subpoenas on evidence, Information Act requests and everything. It does not matter, because in the end, you won't be able to affect that, at least in those cases, especially with the sex trafficking stuff, because that inner circle is involved with so many people at the top. And I'm not going to get into that because that's his own fucking monster to tackle, but to people who are somewhat educated within that topic, you guys understand that it is its own rabbit hole of itself. So why the fuck would one of the fucking pillars that basically runs that show be able to be touched when everybody else is going to make sure he has his back? And it's so fucking aggravating that it's the most obvious like smokescreen to like oh, to get everybody's mind off it, let me piss them off with this bullshit crocodile tear ass video so that they look over by me, get pissed at me because I was beating my wife, but they'll start to forget that I run a fucking disgusting sex trafficking scheme. I said it before, I'll say it again. He is the Jeffrey Epstein of the music industry. He is like way more of a bigger deal regardless if you've heard of him or not. Like, I had noticed when everything first came up with him, everybody's like, who is this guy? I've never fucking heard of this dude in his life. Oh, I'm getting a call from my mom. He's possibly the reason for so many deaths in the music industry, like people being silenced, people being offed, people like hiring hitmen, hiring people to do absolutely awful things within the music industry. And supposedly it's unconfirmed, but him and a handful of other artists could have actually been the reason Tupac was killed. Him and a couple other artists could have actually been the reason X was killed. Him and a couple other artists could have been the reason so many others were killed. But it's always tying back to Diddy and his company, Bad Boy Records. And Bad Boy Records can't be toppled because of who they have signed, and they're not gonna let those people get touched. They sure as fuck do touch other people, and that's the fucked up part. This boils my blood in a way that they want it to, but also not. It's just what he's doing is a smokescreen to pretty much be like, everybody's gonna get mad because I'm addressing this topic. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, he doesn't really mean he's sorry, which he definitely fucking does it. Like, his demeanor does not seem like wholehearted at all. Like, I feel like I fucking can bullshit more on saying sorry on something than this guy. This motherfucker seems like he's like, it seems like he was like annoyed. Like, he's like in the middle of a fucking like villa. Like, he does not give a shit. He was right next to his pool. This motherfucker was like, ah, shit, let me make sure these people get off my ass for the sex trafficking. His fucking setting did not look like he was like ready to properly do this. He did that shit on the fly. He didn't give a shit. Look at where he is. He's next to his pool. He was chilling 10 minutes before that. This dude does not fucking care. I get it. Like, this is kind of what they want. They want you to be upset because, hey, this guy doesn't mean he's sorry, but then it begins to make you forget about all the other allegations. And the one thing that you need to remember is all the other allegations that he has against him. Sex trafficking and all other forms of trafficking, especially including underage children. And a lot of them are actually artists who are big today. A lot of them are actors who are big today. A lot of them are names that are super popular today that essentially can't talk about it because they will lose everything. And that ties in with the fucking quiet on set shit. Like that, it ties in directly. All these motherfuckers are tied together. And that's why it's so frustrating. It's just like, how the fuck do you tackle that shit? How do you topple that when they're all one fucking unit? So it's a very, very disgusting and extremely aggravating topic to try to tackle. My only word of his advice is understand where you see a smokescreen. And this indefinitely is one of those. They want you to be upset at the fact that he only just did domestic abuse. Because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people do that. But not a lot of people do sex trafficking. And I'm not belittling domestic abuse. I understand that it's a very, very serious issue. But so is trafficking, sex trafficking, weapons, drugs, all that. That's not just something you can have people make you forget. You need to hold on to that to your core. And I think that's something that should be made aware of, that this apology video is only addressing the domestic abuse allegations. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Deuces.